welcome all of our audiences across all of our platforms, including our partnership here on YouTube. Carol.
I got to say, I'm going to go there, but the NASDAQ Golden Dragon, man, guys, up another 5%. Have you seen, I know we've talked about it, up about 41% since mid-September, still just up about 23% for the year. But what outperformance, and again, just continuing to see some of the investor enthusiasm.
You know what I thought was funny, too? There was a great note out on this, the potential increases that we could see by Scott Rubner over there. Yeah. I didn't realize how much the Chinese markets were still well below their all-time highs. I think it was like the Hang Seng is still like 30% below its all-time high, which was set years ago. And, of course, the mainland indices have never even reclaimed their highs from the global financial crisis.
Which just shows you, right, how much more ground there is to go. And even with the jump up that we've seen in, the NASDAQ Golden Dragon, it is still just up 20% this year, even with that 40% jump like in the last month or so. Yeah, some perspective, right?
Romaine, everyone wants to know, did the iPhone arrive yet?
The iPhone, well, you've talked about this on TV.
The iPhone has landed.
The iPhone
I got an alert saying it had been delivered. Doorman has it. And I'm sure as soon as I walk in the door, a certain person will be all over me, asking me to power that thing up.
Do you have the new charging cord yet?
Don't start, man. Don't start.
There's a lot of drama around this iPhone about
$1,000 for a phone and $1,000 for accessories.
Whether the strike would have affected all of that.
You wonder why this company's a cash cow.
I don't.
All right. All right. Anyway, let's walk you through the numbers here on this Wednesday afternoon. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slightly higher here on the day.
There's a calendar on that
across the
iPhone
board because everything is green on the screen, but the gains are marginal, to be sure. 0.1% gain for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 0.1% gain for the Nasdaq, 0.1% gain for the S&P 500. And the Russell 2000, it's actually sitting this one out, down about 0.1% here on the day.
All right, to the S&P 500 we go, guys. Not quite an even split, but you had 221 names to the upside, 278 losing ground, and Scarlet, you had 4 unchanged.
All right, let's take a look at how it shakes out when you look at the sector performances. It's pretty clear you've got some big gainers here. Energy extending its advance from yesterday, up more than 1% as oil prices continue to rise. Tech stocks, led by chip makers, up by 0.6%. Financials also squeaking into the green. On the flip side, consumer names, whether you're talking about discretionary names or staples, and we noticed that auto and apparel names in particular are weak. They're down by 0.8%, and communication services lower by 0.4%.
All right, that's the big picture. Let's get to some of the individual gainers. Joby Aviation, guys, just finishing off its highs of the session, still about a 28% gain. Toyota Motor saying it is boosting its investment in the air taxi manufacturer by $500 million to support plans for commercial production, bringing Toyota's total investment in the startup to about $894 million. So big bump up in that one. Sphere Entertainment,
What is the air taxi? Is that just an airplane?
I've been in it.
You've been in it?
No, I've not. I wish. No, these are like EV helicopters, basically.
Oh, helicopters.
Yeah.
But
you don't have one?
eVTOLs.
eVTOLs.
Weird.
I know.
Me,
just taking those Ubers to work.
These are the type of thing where they were announced years ago. You're still waiting to see them in the skies.
Yeah, eventually.
Maybe maybe your phone's being delivered by a drone.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I hope that screen can hold up from the drop.
Well, maybe when they're around, they can take us to the Sphere in Las Vegas. Sphere Entertainment up more than 7% in today's session. Wolf Research upgrading the company to outperform from peer-to-peer, or from peer-perform, excuse me. Sphere has shown early signs of success in proving its core value propositions of being a more utilized, efficient, and profitable venue relative to a traditional arena, and it should benefit as more content is created, allowing it to appeal to a larger audience. And it also says it's not evident to us that another Sphere is fully baked in, so maybe they're thinking some expansion there. So that one, price target set at $60, guys. Stock closing about $47 and is up. Overall, in 2024, stock is up almost 40%. CVS Health up another 1% in today's session, off its highs. We've talked about it this week already. Barclays saying the stock is well positioned for margin improvement after a review of the firm's Medicare Advantage plan offerings for 2025. We know this was a big theme in some of the healthcare names today. Stock, though, is down 20% year to date. We know the other story is maybe what happens to this company going forward in terms of as it looks at a strategic review of options for it.
Okay, let's get to some of the decliners. I do want to start with Tesla. Shares of Tesla down 3.5% today. The company did post its first increase in quarterly vehicle sales this year, though it did let down investors who were expecting more of that bump from China boosting EV car subsidies. The numbers, Tesla delivered more than 462,000 vehicles to customers in the last 3 months. It was up 6.4% from a year ago. Analysts who were tracked by Bloomberg wanted to see 463,900 units. Shares of Humana wow, all over the place today in the red, down 11.8% at the end of the day. But they were down as much as 24% earlier in the session, the most intraday going back to 2009. The company disclosed the sharp drop and decline in quality ratings for its Medicare plans for 2025. It said the drop will impact quality bonus payments in 2026. We had John Tozzi of Bloomberg News on earlier. He reminded us that Humana has traditionally had pretty good quality ratings and earned bonuses on most of its plans. But as of only 25% of its members will be in highly rated plans that generate extra revenue. That's down from 94% previously. The company is appealing some of these ratings. Also, Humana down 46% so far this year. Finally, Nike. We covered the earnings after the bell yesterday. Its sales in the fiscal first quarter missed Wall Street expectations, but it was an hour later when the real news broke. The company said that it was withdrawing guidance for the year. They cited that leadership transition that's happening on October 13th and 14th. John Donahoe out as president and CEO on the 13th. Elliott Hill in on the 14th. Down so far this year, more than 23%. Down today, 6.8%.
What are you wearing right now?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, this is awkward. Wait, are you talking about shoes?
Shoes. Yes.
To look at myself. Oh,
What is wrong with you?
I'm actually wearing. I'm wearing
You
some.
should travel more often. That was really funny.
Me? Oh, it's because I haven't slept.
I got some on my footwear. I got the American-made Wolverines on.
America. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
fall.
what that is.
It's fall. It's boot season.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All I want are sneakers with stiletto heels. Okay, I'm taking a look at the bond market, and I'm going to hit the FX market for a quick second. So overall, you're seeing a bear steepener within the market, sell-off across the board. The back end, though, rising a little bit more, so you're seeing that curve continue to steepen. But I did want to point out, guys, that the dollar definitely gaining in strength, particularly if you take a look at dollar-yen. The yen now weakening 2% to 146.45 per dollar, and we haven't seen that since the beginning of August. Definitely one to point out. You had the new prime minister saying the economy isn't ready for another interest rate hike. So just putting that on everyone's radar for now.
All right. I don't know if this is on your radar, guys, but are you at all worried about your job being replaced by AI?
Yes.
Show of hands.
Yes. Duh. I'll do it too first.
Both hands.
Both hands.
Romaine is oddly confident in this. Go on.
No, I'm just hoping that it'll be long gone by the time that thing
He's
takes
still
over.
phased about the what are you wearing
It's the elder
question.
statesman on this.
Yeah,
book.
just
Oh,
kidding.
sorry.
All
The
right.
wrong Sue.
Well, listen, this is a great little story. A renowned MIT economist professor actually, Daron Acemoglu. Am I saying it correct?
No.
Asemlu.
Am I saying it correctly, Romaine?
No, you're not. But continue.
Okay. Do you know how to say it?
No.
Okay. All right. So anyway, well, if we had AI, maybe it would help us out here. Anyway, he says that with all this AI hype and all the investments, he says basically that AI can only do about 5% of jobs, so that maybe we're safe. But for investors,
Yeah, but which 5%?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem.
Our 5%.
Right.
That's the concern.
The easy 5%.
Here's what he says, though. He says a lot of money is going to get wasted. You're not going to get an economic revolution out of that 5%. We wanted to talk about this story because OpenAI raised $6.6 billion in this latest funding round. It's $157 billion in value. I mean, we're talking like SpaceX and TikTok now.
All right, guys, we got to get to the real story of the day, and that is
I'm
the start
trying to
of
prevent us
Fat
from going to
Don't
Bear
go
Week.
there.
Throw the banners up there. Fat Bear Week has started and apparently ended. Of course, this is the annual tradition up in Alaska's Katami National Park here, where the bears basically start to stock up for winter. They're eating all the salmon. You vote on who can get fattest, but apparently there was bear-on-bear violence that shut it all down just a little bit earlier.
This feels really sad to me. But okay, here's my question.
Yeah.
Did like the world of humans make this happen because we're putting bears together, or is this just a natural evolution of they're both predators and something
I
happens?
think it was just both predators. Look, this is a small little area. All the sockeye salmon make the migration there. The bears just stand there, catch it in their mouth. I don't know. Maybe somebody got a little chippy, and
I can't.
and, things had
Bears
to go.
are doing what
I
they're
can't.
doing, and we happen to
All
catch
right.
it on camera, right?
I'm going to Levi earnings, guys. I just can't do it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Levi seeing fiscal year adjusted EPS as some outlook at the midpoint of $1.17 to $1.27 a share.
Last time I pick a story.
On the street, that's for sure. The estimate on the street is $1.25. So you already see shares of Levi down almost 7% in the after hours. Third quarter net revenue, that was shy of what the street was expecting, $1.52 billion versus an estimate of $1.55. Gross margin, though, coming in better than forecast. So disappointment here, Scarlett.
Yeah, the company's saying it's going to announce a strategic review of the Dockers brand.
Who still wears Dockers?
Good point. Oops.
Which one are Dockers again?
They're
like
like the
little
men's
khakis.
khaki pants.
Yeah.
Oh, men.
With pleats.
With
in the front
pleats?
usually.
With the pleats.
Yeah. It's the part of the business that Lululemon's going after, right? With their more comfortable yoga fabric pants for men. No, the khaki pants, the work pants.
All right, as long as we don't have
Casual work
pleats.
pants.
Can't do pleats.
Romaine, you wear pleats, right?
Pleats are actually back, believe it or not. Not on Dockers.
But does Romaine wear Dockers?
No, I wouldn't be caught dead in
Pleat, you
Dockers.
kidding?
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap, you guys. All right, our
If you see
cross-line.
me in Dockers, you know the AI bot doesn't want it.